Greetings, Earth enthusiasts. If you ever wondered about the incredible perspectives our planet has to offer from high above, you're in the right place. I am Dr. Clive Coetzee, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this captivating journey into the world of remote sensing. Welcome. And please remember to like, subscribe to, and share this video. Thank you.
Okay, so as I said to you in the previous video tutorial 179, is that we're going to embark on this image classification, this land use, land cover classification journey. So as I said, it's something that I wanted to do a while ago. It's always been up there on my to-do list. And now is the time that we're going to spend some time on this. So ins and outs, why we want to do it, etc., etc. Have a look at 179. Sorry, this should be 180. I'll sort that out now. It should be 180. Anyway, so we will go through this. Go and have a look at 178. Explain the ins and outs of why we want to do it. So in this particular one, we're going to look at the data set. Remember, in the previous video tutorial, I went through the six tools that we're going to use, or plugins, QGIS plugins that we're going to use. Just quickly, we're going to use the SCP doc. Okay, the semi-automatic classification plugin. That's number one that we're going to use. Not in this particular order, but that's one that we're going to use. We're going to use Jetsaka, if I'm correct. Do apologize for the mispronunciation. Jetsaka, we're going to use that one. We're going to use the classification tool. That's number 3 in our list. Then we're going to use the supervised classifier. That's number 4 on our list. Then we're going to use the neural networker. That's number 5 on our list. And then we're going to use the white box machine learning classification, random forest, support vector machine, k-nearest classifications. So that's the, let me just quickly clear. So that's the tools. Remember what I said then? That each tool, each of these 6 tools have at least 3 to 4 methods. Okay, so that is 6, let's say 6 times, I think most of them have 4. So let's go look to 4. That gives us 24 images. So we're going to have at least 24 images. Then within each of those methods, you have parameters that you can change. Whether those parameters make a big influence on impact on the ultimate classification, that's something that we're going to turn out. So let's say we're going to have at minimum 24 images. Classification images. Then the idea is to look at to rate those classifications in terms of which method, which tool is better, not so good, etc., etc. And remember, as you'll notice, that these classification is only for my region of interest and only for this particular period. Okay, so please that's the caveat. It may be very different to what happens in your specific region of interest, etc. Because remember sand and all these things, etc. Okay, so now that we've got our tools activated in QGIS, remember there's some Python packages that you have to upload to support these tools. So please make sure that you understand that. You go to the home page of those plugins, and then we'll tell you these packages is required for these tools to work within QGIS. Okay, so you've got all these things. All these tools are now up and running. They're there. You can see them. They've got the icons. We're all good. Now we need to get the data. Now, in this case, I'm not going to use Google Earth Engine data because we're not working with median. We're not in here with a classification. We're not in QGIS. We're not going to work with a reduced image. We want to work with a singular image. So in Google Earth Engine, you know, there's multiple images within your time frame, and you may have to use a reducer, whether it's median or mean, to generate an image. Now, we're not going to do that. If you can find a singular image in Earth Engine, that's fine. But also what we want here is the bands. We want the individual bands, not the stack image that is in Earth Engine. So when I do my classification within QGIS, I don't use Earth Engine images. I use the raw images from the actual source. So as I said, in this case, I'm going to use Sentinel. And the reason for that is because of the spatial resolution of Sentinel, which is much better than Landsat. And I'm also not interested in historic patterns and all these sort of things, so I'm not interested in that. I just want to look at currently what is the land use land cover classification for my region of interest. So given that I want to use Sentinel, I have to go to Sentinel itself. Okay, so remember, there's my subscriber numbers. Please get it up. Let's get those numbers up. Let's make it. Let's join. Let's keep me company, please. There's the Facebook. Also welcome. So I'm going to go to my Sentinel hub. So if you go to Google, let me just quickly go into Google. You go to Sentinel Hub browser. Okay, so just search for that Sentinel Hub internet browser. So just go that, you click on that, it should take you to the site. I've already logged in because it will ask you to log in. So I've already logged in. You can see I'm logged in there. Okay, I'm logged in there. If you're not logged in, create your login credentials and log in. So this is my landing page. Your landing page may look a little bit different in terms of the area here. On the left-hand side, it's fairly standard. The right-hand side, it may differ from place to place, and you've got these buttons here as well. And we're going to specifically use the button to create a region of interest, which is this little button here. Top one just below the information one. So that's important. So we need to go find my region of interest within this map. So you just move the map around using your left click on your mouse and your scrolling button on your mouse. So that's my location. My region of interest sits basically here. That's my region of interest. You should be more than familiar with my region of interest. It sits there. Now again, when you do your clipping your region of interest or defining your region of interest within this Sentinel browser, make it as big as possible. Last thing you want is to set it too small because your derived images might not cover your whole region of interest. So remember, put it as big as enough. And I've done some videos on that as well. I can't remember which one now. There is a video tutorial on generating Sentinel images. If you go through them, I'm going very quickly through them. I can't remember. There they are. Here they are. There we go. Access and download from Sentinel. It sits there. 8.5. So if you want the full details, go to 8.5. Okay, video tutorial 8.5. So I basically go to this button here and I click on the rectangle. I click left click on any area here and I just sort of drag it there and I make it big enough so that it covers all of my. So it's just left click and then you drag and you create this. If I want to make it further up, I'll just left click here and it will, and I keep my mouse, the left click in my mouse, and I can just move it around. And again, make sure it's big enough, okay? I know my region of interest sits here, so I'm comfortable that this defined area more than sufficiently cover my region of interest. Okay, so there it sits. Now I've done my region of interest. So now I go to this option bar here. So I want to do Sentinel 2. Okay, not Sentinel 1, not Sentinel 3, Sentinel 2. Again, go to Google. You can go to data sets here, your Earth Engine, your friend, our friend. You can go to Sentinel here. The dataset catalog, you see Sentinel-2 is a multispectral instrument. Sentinel-1 is that, Sentinel-2 is that, Sentinel-5 is that. So obviously it's Sentinel-2. Okay, so we're going to highlight Sentinel-2. We go down, we're going to say for our time series. Okay, we want to, what is our time series? And I'm going to make it August 2024 till 20 now. So I want to actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. August 16th for the last month. I'm obviously looking for the latest month, the latest image. What else are there? Advanced search. That is not cloud coverage. I'm going to make it 7%. That's make it 4%. Cloud cover. Temporal corrected. That's correct. Sentinel-2. It's atmosphere corrected. No clouds. Looking for the latest image. Got my area defined. So I press search. And now we wait. Now we wait. Okay, so now it gives you the images. So now it's a matter of finding an image. So it's this side, but it doesn't fit this area here. So that's a no-go. Okay, so we're going to go back to Discover. Have a look here. Let's see what this one looks like. This one fits my whole region of interest, but it's got clouds. So that's not what I'm looking for. Also not what I'm looking for. Let's have a look at this one. It fits most of my reads, but except this part here. So that's no good. That's no good there. Let's have a look at this one. This one fits it. Perfect. So again, if I go, so this one there, Sentinel 2, which is fine. 6th of the 9th. That's exactly what I'm looking. If look at the 6th of the 9th. Okay, the latest ones are 14th of the 9th. 14th of the 9th. But you see, this is these ones don't fit my region of interest. So we're going to go to this 11th, but remember they, I think, was the clouds. So it is the one of the 6th, which is this one here. There it sits. So this one I'm covered, and now basically, once you've selected that, so we can go false color, true color. You can do all sorts of things, but what we want to do is we want to download it. So we're going to go back there, and it's this one here. Just want to make sure it's correct, and I'm going to do there, and then we're going to go and download it. We can share it there. We can do all sorts of things there. But what I want to do is go and download it. And where's my download button again? There's my download button again. Upload. Okay, now that's upload, door line, make of interest. That's what I'm interested in. Download image. There we go. Okay, so it's that little button there. Download image, and what we want to, don't want to do the JPEG format. We want it, nope, we don't want any of those. So why is it not analytical? There we go. We're going to go analytical. Don't want JPEG. I want it as TIFF. What did we say? It's going to be 30-bit float. 16-bit or 30-bit float. Either one. Now let's go 32-bit float. We're going to keep the reference system as is. I'm not going to change that. We're going to keep it as is. I'm not going to do the images. I'm going to download all the bands. So there's all the bands, and you just press download. Okay, so analytical, we're going to get a high resolution as well. So let's go that. so it must be analytical. Okay, so I press download. Okay, so we're not going to download it because that takes too long. So I've already downloaded it, and I open it in, let me just, yep, let me just take that away. And I open it, and all the images, all the files, I've downloaded it into, uploaded it into, not clip, uploaded it into my QGIS, and you'll see it's for that whole area. Let me see. There's my region of interest. See, there's my region of interest. Sorry, my region of interest, it's there. Okay, so this is what I've downloaded. So we've downloaded for my region of interest, for this defined region within. And when I open it, there's my square, which is exactly the same as the square here. And then obviously you can see my region of interest is fully covered by this defined area. So obviously I'm not interested in what's happening outside my region of interest. But these are the files, raw files that I've downloaded now from Sentinel. Okay, so just again, click on that button there, go to analytical, and these are the, so we've got B1, B2, B8, and 8A, 9, 11, and 12. So just make sure. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8A, 9, 11, and 12. These images are for the 1st of September. So let's just quickly go into that and see where those images are. 1st of December. We've used the 6th now. Let's see, there's the 1st of December. September. So this would be the image, but you see there's some clouds here. So when I uploaded it was a while ago, so that's why the latest was the 1st. So that was the image that I've downloaded. So this image downloaded in QGIS, this is it. It looks like this. You can see there's the clouds there. Most of the clouds, fortunately, is outside my region of interest. It's only those two clouds, those two little clouds that's within my region of interest. But most of the clouds are outside. So there it is. So I've uploaded the data now of the images, the Sentinel images, as defined within Sentinel. As defined in Sentinel. Maybe I must just anyway. Did we say 9th? So this one here. Wasn't that one? Was it that one? No. Where is it now? 9th. There's a 6. Oh, 6, not the 9th. See, there it doesn't have any clouds because it lies somewhere here. So this is actually a better image than the ones that I've originally downloaded just because of that clouds that sits here. You'll actually see now that I'm thinking of, now that when I did the stack raster, you'll see there's the cloud sitting there. Anyway, so now what I need to do now is obviously I need to clip it. I need to clip these raw images. I need to clip these raw images for my region of interest because I'm going to do my classification for my region. I'm not interested in classification for these. So there it is. So now you've got a couple of options. Now you have a couple of options that you can follow. You can either use the raster, conversion, extraction, clip raster to mask layer. That's an option that you can use. Or you can go to your semi-automatic classification and you can create a band for this. Okay, so how do I create a band for this? So let's just quickly okay, so let's quickly just move these bands. Okay, so this is now, I've opened it now. Now it looks like this. So I can go to this little plus sign here. So I go to this plus sign and I simply just select all the images that I want to put in a particular band. So there I've put all the unclipped raw images, and I press OK. And there it sits. Okay, there's all the images. The images that I've just downloaded from Sentinel. Now, we can center it, but before I center it, I just need to move 8 to 8A. So this mustn't be at number 12. I must actually move it to where it belongs. This be after 8. So I'm just using this. I highlight it and I use this little button and I move it up. So now it sits. Then the wavelength, we know it's Sentinel, so I'm just selecting the Sentinel. It gives me the wavelengths, and then I can select the date that we've captured it, or the images. So we know it's September, and we know it is 2024, and we know it's the 1st. You see it also will reflect there. So now this is the active band, the date of the images, and that. So what I can do now, I can go into clip raster bands. Remember, this is now band 1. This is active band set 1. So this is the band set that I'm active now. So I basically just go to clip rasters. I go to 1 because that's all the images bands that I want to clip. This is the prefix, and I'm just saying I'm going to clip it by using my shapefile, my boundary file. And then you simply just run it. It will ask you for the folder. You select your folder. This button here, it will automatically clip. And then you'll have something that looks like this. Then you'll have something, or images, bands that looks like this. So there's my clip. Now you'll notice, let me just clip them all. Okay, so you notice, okay, so from the initial images, as downloaded from Sentinel and defined in Sentinel, those are them. I clipped it using my semi-automatic classification plugin, and I got these ones. You'll see they're all clipped. Band 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 8A, 9, 11, 12. Okay, so they're just the clip versions. But now you'll see these ones all have this black outline, and I want to get rid of this outline. And this black represents a value 0. Represents the value 0. Okay, now I want to get rid of it. Now here we have to use the extraction option within QGIS. Now you could skip this. You can skip all of this and go straight from the original to the ones that doesn't have a black background. You can skip it. No problem there. I just went for it following the order. But as I said, you really don't have to do this. You can go straight from the Sentinel defined images that you've downloaded. You can straight for it to the clipped ones, or you can follow this intermediate step. That's really up to you. That is your choice. So anyway, but point is you want to get rid of this black backgrounds. You want to get rid of this back. And so you'll follow raster, extraction, and then mask layer. Now, you'll run it as a batch process. You'll run it as a batch process, meaning here you will select from the open layers all the clip ones. Or you can choose the original ones. That's totally up to you. I'm going to follow that step. So I use the clip ones. Okay. There the clip ones are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. I press add. And it's supposed to, there we go. So there's Sentinel 1. So I don't know why they always have 2 there. So I'm just going to delete that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's all of them. Mask layer, yes, is my boundary file, and I just go file down. Now here's where it becomes important. This is where it becomes important. Assign specific node data value. Okay, so here we're going to say 0. Fill down. Okay, so that's the important part. So what we're saying is we don't want that background. We don't want that node data. We're giving it a 0 and then we're going to exclude it. Okay, so there is target CSV, source CSV target. If you want to do the conversion from wherever to wherever, you'll do it here. Extend, just leave it. Nothing to do there. But here is the important part. You do the zeros. You do the zeros. Create the output alpha. That's leave it as is. Match the extend clip to extend. Leave it as is. Keep resolution. Leave it as is. All the things you leave, and then you just go and save it wherever you're going to save it. Okay. So the big important is select all your bands and your input layers that you want to clip. Get your mask layer. Leave everything except assign a specific node data. You do the zeros. You convert them all into zeros. You save it. Load layers on completion and press run. Okay. And I've already done that. And this is how it looks. There's band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, band 5, band 6, band 7, band 8. 8A, 9, 11, and 12. And there they are. There they are. All my, I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. Let's make it 80%. And there's my images, my Sentinel images for band 1 to band 12 for my region of interest clipped. There's no data values outside. There's no black outside, etc., etc. So there it is. So now I can actually delete, or not delete, I can remove all of these bands, images, because I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to work with this. So you just highlight it all and say remove, and voila, there's your images, your bands from band 1 to band 12. Sentinel, 1st of December, 1st of September 2024, there they all are. And there's my region of interest. And then that's it. So now I've got my images. Now I've got my images, my bands. I've got my tools. Now I'm ready to start with classification. So I'm going to go back into my semi-automatic classification plugin. I go back to band set, and I'm just going to go, I'm going to cancel all of these ones. So I'm going to just go there, and I'm going to say minus, delete it. I'm going to click on that, and then basically I'm going to select these Sentinel clipped bands or images as a band set. Press OK. There they are, band set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8A. I just need to move it one place lower. 8A, 11. I need to make 9 one place up. 9 goes one place up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8A, 9, 11. Make sure the wavelength is selected, which is band set 9. Remember, make sure your band listing here is the same as your band, it's the same as the band listing there. So that's important. 1st of January, it's now my active band set 1. All cool. So now what I want to do, I want to create, let me just, okay, so let's leave it there. What I want to do, sorry, where am I now? There's my, what I want to do is now, obviously, when we do image classification, we're going to do the image classification on all these bands, using all these bands, not on just one, band 1 or band 2. We can do it on all the bands. Okay, so that's important. So what I want to do, Sorry, just quickly on this, we can obviously do RGB composites. We can display our bands. So if I go there, it mustn't put it there. It should lie there. So there it sits. So I can, so we can go, how does 3, 2, 1 look like? You press on that button and it will generate that, for example. So we can use that plugin. I'm just going to remove. We should remove. We can use the plugin. We can use the plugin to create composites. Okay. Let's go to basic tools. But remember, your band set 1 needs to be active. This needs to be an active band set. If it's not active, then it's not going to generate the composites. Now you can add composites there. You can just say plus. I don't know why, and you can just change it there. So you can do it, for example, 7, 6, 5. And there's another composite, and you'll see it has changed. You can use that composite. So you can operate it on different composites. I'm just going to take that away again. I'm not going to be interested in composites for now. So there's a lot we can do within that SCP doc, but what's important is that we've got our selected bands, our selected images, and we've created a band set for that, which is called band set 1. Okay, so in both cases, I want to create a virtual raster of it, and I want to stack the bands. So I want to do both. And this is the two things that we're going to use. It's these images, composite images that we're going to use for your image classification. We're not going to use these individual bands. We're going to stack them. We're going to either stack them as a band set or we're going to stack them as a raster, a virtual raster. Nonetheless, so our band set is highlighted. We're going to go to virtual raster and stack bands. We're going to say run. It's going to ask you where it wants you, which is highlight, which image classification, and we're going to run it. Now you'll see we'll have this blue little thing here that gives you the progress. It will tell you, make you TTT, and there it sits. Okay, so it has produced it. So now what we need to do is we can go into, okay, so let's minimize that. So we're going to go into raster, to layer. We're going to go to add layer, add raster layer. And we go into our folder. Let me just get that folder. Where is my folder? VR space, classification, image classification, and I'm just gonna go sort by date modified. There's my stack, and there's my virtual raster. There they are. I just open it, add, close, and there they are. There's both of them. So I'm gonna just unselect the individual images. And these are the images that we're going to work with. You'll see it's exactly the same. They're just different format. There's a virtual raster and the stack. In this case, at the moment, it is, if you look at it, it's 1, 2, 3. True color is 4, 3, and 2. That's our true colors. So if you're not sure about it, let's go back into our Sentinel collection. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the bands. Surface reflectance. You see red is P4. See there? Red is P4. Come on. Red P4. Green is 3. Green is 3 and blue is 2. So there we go. And we just apply. You'll see the cloud here. See, that's the cloud there. Remember in the original one, we go into Earth. In that one that I showed you, the first, there it is. See the cloud there? The clouds there? There's the clouds. So this is the images that we're gonna work with. The stacked image. I'm not keen on working with the virtual raster, so we're gonna work with the stack image. So there's my true color stacked image for my region of interest, 1st of September 2024. And this is the one that we're gonna try to classify. This is the image that we're gonna use to do our land use, land cover classification. So that's now step 2 done. We've got our image. Okay, so we're going to do here the image classification based on the spatial reflectance, the pixels, the spatial reflectance. So each pixel we're going to classify based on its spatial reflectance, its spatial signature. That's the right word, sorry. Its spatial signature. So, okay, so we've got our tools. There's 6 of them. Now we've got our image. And this is now we're ready to start our classification. Now we're ready to do our classification. So you'll see that with all these tools, you look at Zetska, we need a training image or training file. You go to classification tool, you need a training image, training data. If you go to classifier, you need a reference shapefile, which is your training file. If you go to, where is it now? Neural networks, you need a training image. If you go to semi-automatic classification, you're going to need a training image. If we do want to do the classification, we need a training image. Use the training, there we go. So the next step is going to be to develop the training image. So within certain ones, certain methods, they want the training in shapefile format, in layer format. In certain ones, well, in the neural network, they want that in a raster format. And the semi-automatic classification, it wants it in its own format. So we're going to create a training file for 3 different formats, in 3 different formats to be used in different, but the training files, the classifications are exactly the same, or the land use, land cover types are exactly the same. And basically we're going to create, before I get that, we're going to create 6 classes: water, veld, mountain, farming, urban, and sand. So that's the 6 classes that we're going to create. And we're going to train, we're going to do our classification based on, so we're going to classify this based on that 6 classes. Let me save before I forget. Okay, so let me pause there for now. Please remember to like, subscribe. Please remember to like, subscribe. Let's go get subscribers. So please share the video. The more people we get, the more people hopefully will subscribe. You know how the story goes. I don't have to tell you. Just press those buttons, share. Even if you don't like the people, share it to them. They might actually become good friends, given that we have one thing in common, and that's our love and our interest in remote sensing. So with that said, and with this little picture in mind, let me greet you. And thanks for your support. Hope to have you on this journey, and I'll see you on the other side.